You don't just want a car, you want a sanctuary. Introducing the all-new Etheirys sedan with whisper quiet cabin and an interior designed around you. It's not just about getting to your destination, it's about arriving inspired. Etheirys, move beautifully.
Just want a car. You want a sanctuary. Introducing the all-new Etheirys sedan with whisper quiet cabin. Never make a crochet flower like this, with 50 stitches and a pattern that makes 0 sense. If you have ever looked up easy crochet flower and ended up with a chart full of symbols that look like a different language, you're not alone. Now here's something a lot of beginners get wrong right from the start, and it trips them up before they even begin. They think they need to know how to read a full pattern chart with all those little symbols. You don't. For this flower, we're only using 2 stitches, a chain stitch and a single crochet, plus one more called a double crochet for the petals. If you already know those 3, you're basically done learning. If you don't know them yet, look up a quick 1-minute video just showing the stitch itself, not a whole flower, just the stitch. Watch it once, try it with your hands a few times, and you'll have it. Okay, let's actually build this flower. Start with a magic ring. If you don't know what that is, don't panic. It just means you make a loop with your yarn that you can pull tight later instead of chaining a few stitches and joining them in a circle. A magic ring gives you a nice tight center with no gap, which matters a lot for how real the flower looks in the end. If you're newer and a magic ring feels tricky, you can chain 4 and join it into a circle instead. It'll still work, just with a tiny hole in the middle, which honestly you can hide later with a button or a bead. Once you have your ring, you're going to single crochet 6 times into that ring, 6 stitches all going into the same loop, then pull the tail to close it up tight. Now you've got a small, tight circle. This is your flower's center, and it's the base every petal is going to come off of. Next comes the fun part, the petals. Chain 3, then double crochet 3 into the same stitch of the center circle, then slip stitch into the next stitch over. That whole little sequence, chain 3, double crochet 3, slip stitch, that's 1 petal. You're going to repeat that around the whole circle. Since you made 6 single crochets in your center ring, you'll end up with 6 petals total, which honestly is the sweet spot. Not too crowded, not too plain. Here's the part almost nobody talks about, and it's the part that actually changes everything. After you finish your last petal and tie off your yarn, don't just leave the flower flat on the table. Pick it up. With your fingers, gently curl each petal outward and slightly downward, the same way real petals naturally droop and curve instead of standing straight up like a stiff triangle. You can even pinch the base of each petal a tiny bit to give it more shape. This step takes maybe 30 seconds, but it is the single biggest difference between a flower that looks handmade and flat versus one that looks like it's blooming. Crochet flowers were only for people who'd been doing this for years. Turns out, that's just not true. The flowers that actually look real, the ones that make people stop and ask, "Did you buy that?" Those are usually the simplest ones to make, not the complicated ones, the simple ones. So today, I'm going to walk you through how to make a crochet flower that looks so real, people will want to touch it just to check. And I'm going to do it in a way where you don't need to know 100 stitches. You really only need to know 2 or 3. That's it. Before we get into the steps, let me tell you why most crochet flowers end up looking flat and fake. It's not because the person doing it isn't skilled, it's because of 2 things. 1, they use yarn that's too smooth and shiny, which makes the petals look plastic instead of real soft petal. 2, they don't shape the petals after they're done. A lot of people finish crocheting and just leave it flat, when really, shaping is what makes it pop and look 3-dimensional. Keep those 2 things in your head because we're going to fix both of them today. Let's talk about what you need first. You want a soft yarn, something like cotton or a cotton blend. Stay away from anything super shiny or slippery for this project because that shine reads as fake plastic flower instead of soft real petal. Pick colors that you'd actually see in nature. Think pink, red, yellow, white, purple. You'll also want a crochet hook that matches your yarn weight, and normally the yarn label will tell you which hook size works best. You'll need scissors and a yarn needle to weave in your ends when you're done. That's really it. No fancy tools, no special kits. You don't just want a car, you want a sanctuary. Introducing the all-new Atheris sedan with whisper quiet cabin. If you want to take it one step further, and I really think you should try this at least once, add a little texture in the center. You can do this by sewing 3 or 4 small stitches in a contrasting color right in the middle, like little dots. Once you've made one flower and you're happy with how it turned out, here's where it gets exciting. Make 5 or 6 more in different colors. Group them together, and you've basically got a bouquet that never wilts, never needs water, and looks handmade because it is. People genuinely use these things for things like brooches, hair clips, decorating a plain tote bag, sewing onto a beanie, or just displaying in a little vase on a shelf. I've seen people turn a handful of these into a wreath for their front door. The same 6-petal, 1-center pattern, just repeated and combined in different ways. One more tip before we wrap up. If you're making these to sell or gift, consider adding a little bit of stiffening spray or even a light coat of fabric glue mixed with water on the back of the petals once they're shaped the way you want. Let it dry flat, or actually dry it in the curled position you shaped it in, and it'll hold that shape permanently instead of flattening back out over time. This is a trick a lot of people selling handmade flowers use, and it's the reason their flowers keep their shape for years instead of going limp after a few weeks. So, to recap everything we just went through, you start with a small, tight center using either a magic ring or a chained circle. You build 6 petals off that center using a simple chain 3, double crochet 3, slip stitch pattern. And then, most importantly, you shape those petals by hand after you're done, curling them outwards so they look like they're actually blooming instead of lying flat. Add a little texture in the center if you want that extra realistic touch, and stiffen the petals if you want the shape to last. That's genuinely it. No complicated chart, no stitch you've never heard of, no hours and hours of work. Just 2 or 3 stitches you already know, repeated with a little bit of care in the shaping. If this helped you, the next video I made goes over 3 more flower shapes using this exact same base, so go check that one out next. A real flower has that textured center where the pollen sits. It takes 10 seconds and it adds so much realism. This is the little detail that separates a flower that looks like a kid's craft project from one that looks like it belongs in a bouquet you'd actually display. Let's talk about size for a second, because this matters more than people think. If your first flower comes out looking small and dense, don't worry, that's actually normal and honestly kind of ideal for using as a hair clip or a small pin. If you want it bigger, like something you'd put on a bag or use as a coaster, simply use a chunkier yarn and a bigger hook. Same exact steps, same stitch count, just bigger materials. That's the beauty of this pattern. It scales without you having to learn anything new. Now, let's say your first attempt doesn't quite look right. Maybe the petals feel uneven, or the center circle has a weird gap. Here's the truth. That happens to literally everyone, including people who've been crocheting for years. The fix is almost always tension. If your stitches feel loose and floppy, try holding the yarn a little tighter as it moves through your fingers. If your stitches feel stiff and hard to work with, loosen up a bit. It sounds small, but tension is honestly 90% of why 2 people using the same pattern get 2 totally different looking results. And an interior designed around you. It's not just about getting to your destination, it's about arriving inspired. Atheris, move beautifully. Out over time. This is a trick a lot of people selling handmade flowers use, and it's the reason their flowers keep their shape for years instead of going limp after a few weeks. So, to recap everything we just went through, you start with a small, tight center using either a magic ring or a chained circle. You build 6 petals off that center using a simple chain 3, double crochet 3, slip stitch pattern. And then, most importantly, you shape those petals by hand after you're done, curling them outwards so they look like they're actually blooming instead of lying flat. Add a little texture in the center if you want that extra realistic touch, and stiffen the petals if you want the shape to last. That's genuinely it. No complicated chart, no stitch you've never heard of, no hours and hours of work. Just 2 or 3 stitches you already know, repeated with a little bit of care in the shaping.
If this helped you, the next video I made goes over 3 more flower shapes using this exact same base, so go check that one out next.